Let's see the quick demo of free hosting front-end backend along with the database. So here, see, I just host this application in online shop application as a Angular application as a front end. So I just hosting as a free on over here, and the backend also I just host it. See, this is a backend application which is using in our Node.js and also along with the SQL server. So now it is also hosted, and it is just providing all that API which is just consumed in our front end app. And now I can just build this complete app in Angular along with the backend and just deploy this free hosting in our Monster ASP.NET. And now let me see that how look like this complete application. So this is that online shop application, right, which user can easily choose that their item which they want to shop. And once you shop, so they are able to see whatever shop they are, whatever item they choose. So go to that item section, and if they want to add, increment and decrement that item, so they can add over here. And then finally, once you just complete their choose item, they can proceed that item, and then they just fill that information. So fill that information over here, and as of now it is a payment cash on delivery, and simply I can just place this order. So once you place order, now order is got placed, and generate a new ID, go to the track section, and it's just tracking that your system, like what is that current state. If you go to the tracking systems, also you're able to see where is your item is right now. It's a ship mode, and sometimes once you deliver, it will delivered, also it will show the delivered section. So like this way, actually I just build this application and host in this free hosting environment over here. So that we will trying to do over here. So yeah, before that I'm especially recommend, so if you first time visit my channel, go to real world example, and in here I just build, last time this free hosting, there's another free hosting, and this is another free hosting. There's a couple of free hosting actually I'm just using. So this is last time I just used .NET Blazor app along with the SQL database, but yeah, this time we will trying to use Angular along with the Node.js and SQL server. So yeah, let's moving start to implementations. So let's open Visual Studio, and this is my project, so let me open it. So this is my e-shop app, like online shopping app, which have that backend and front end, right? So in backend actually I'm using a Node.js along with that SQL server, and for front end I'm using Angular app. Okay, so if you expand over here, now see, this is that Node.js application which have all that API which we are consuming in our Angular app. So simply I'm just trying to run it and show it like how look like this app. So for that, simply I'm going to that terminal and just open any terminal over here, and I'm just going to side by side here. So in here I'm just one directory, I'm just over here the backend, and one is the front end. So let me run first on a backend application. So for backend I can simply use npm start, right? So once you npm start, now see in here I can see there is a couple of endpoints is available over here, right? And let me open it in a browser. This is my backend API, means this is a API application, right, which have all that API which can use in our online shopping application, right, which have that product endpoint, which is the order endpoint, where the card endpoint, right? So yeah, let me just run same things for in our front end app so that I can use this API. So let me ng serve, and currently I'm just set up in my local using my SQL server. So yeah, if you want to see, I can show you. See, this is my SQL server connection and all I just set up over here. So this is my local connection, I just set up SQL server. And yeah, also I'm just opening over here. So this is my SQL server DB, and here all this table actually available in our SQL server, right? So let me run, and now it's running. So now open in our browser my application in Angular, and it's look like, see, this is that online shopping app, right? And which have that couple of feature, like user can select their item and choose that item to order. And once you choose that item, now you can go to the cart section, and they want to increase decrease their item along with their preference. And then finally they want to proceed this items for the shopping. And once you proceed, they are asking to, this is a cash delivery and online delivery. You can just fill that information, and once you place the information, I can simply place the order. Once you place the order, I can see over here order is got successfully, and that order got generated, and same order I am able to see in this new order will be generated over here as well. So this new order got created over here in the database as well as over here, and that order also I can just track. So go to the track section, and it's look like, see, whatever that order actually currently it is, what is that state, so it will show up. And once you go here, so now it's, if it is whatever that status, now it's showing about a process shipping and then finally delivered, right? So like this way actually I just build this application. So now this application I will just host it in a free hosting environment, right? Like front end, back end, along with the SQL server and all. So everything we will just host as a free hosting. So for that, what I will do over here, I'm just using Monster app, right? So this is that Monster site, actually monsterasp.net, which is providing us a free, right? So in here I just simply as a logged in, so I already logged uh, in last time, so simply you can just logged in over here. And if you don't have if you not aware like how that logged in and all as a free account, so you can just go to my previous session, or I just couple of session I just created for that. But yeah, I'm just simply trying to logged in. So I already has a logged in, right? So I'm just simply using my login credential, and I'll now see once I logged in, so this is that panel on that hosting environment, which have the database, website, and everything is over here, right? So what I need to do first, actually I need to create a database. Okay, so for creating a database, actually here I can just simply just create a database. So simply create on that and go to the select, and in here which provider you want, so I can use the SQL server, and in here you can just simply and just continue. So once you just continue, it will got create the database, simple, right? So once you got create a database, if you go back, actually I just created a database, that's why I don't want to create. So yeah, this is the database actually I just created over here, right? So yeah, once you create a database, just look like this, right? And in here you're able to see this two section in the local database and remote database. So if you want to access this outside in this hosting, so you can just go to the remote section and you can just enable it, that's it. Okay, and this is the complete credentials, and also in your application uh, actually required some credentials, right? So you can just refer it over here. So for now what I'll do, simply I'll just copy this server name, this name and this name in my application. So go to my application, that backend application, and in this environment over here, this is a node application, right? So in here actually there's an environment file, and I'm just replace my credentials over here. So I can just comment it my local section, right? And in here I can just uncomment this. Okay, and in here I'll just use this server name, this is my server name, I can replace, and this is my username, and this is my username, and this is my password. Okay, this is my password, and this is my DB name also. Okay, so these things actually you have just mentioned. Okay, and if you want to run in your local, so definitely you have to require this public access. Okay, so once you public access, then replace it in your public access. But we are supposing to deploy application in the hosting site, so we can use the local only. Okay, so yeah, once it's done, now your configuration is done for node application, right? And one more thing actually we have to do, go to that server.js file, and this is a actually course issue, right? Because see, as of now we are using two application, right? One is the back end, one is the front end. So definitely when you try to use your back forth application, right? So definitely there's a course origin issue, right? So that actually you have to define over here. So currently see, if you try to run your local, so you can just use the local allow that local domain. But once you use your server, so definitely you have to replace your server. Okay, so this is actually we have to create our application for front end. So front end, once you create a front end application, we have to get this one. Okay, miss that domain URL and whatever URL, it should be created something like that. Okay, so don't worry, I'll just create that. So yeah, so now DB part is done, and also I'm just include in my backend app, right? That's it. And then now go back to your control panel over here, and in here what I need to do, see, I want to create a website. Okay, so for Node.js nothing you have special, simply go to that create site, and again same process, simply select this free tier, and in here you can just mention your name, right? Whatever domain name you can just mention, and simply continue and create. Okay, so once you create, you're able to see your application got created, look like this. Okay, and here your application will create it like that. Okay, and in here one more thing, actually you have to do that, just enable that HTTPS, because see, this application, all that application, actually we have to enable that HTTPS. So for that, simply you go to that HTTPS section, and in here you click on that enable HTTPS, and in this enable HTTPS, go to that let's encryption and enable the HTTPS. So once you're done, now your application, actually which app you're just trying to host it over here, this shop now shop now for server, so it will run, and finally you just enable this redirect to your HTTPS, like every time 1 hour time they are trying to your visit your application, so it will redirect automatic to HTTPS. That's it. So now it is looks good, right? And now we have to deploy my Node.js application, right? So yeah, that ensure before deploying, actually just allow origin whatever your application, like front-end application URL, you have to just set it over here. That's it. Okay, so for that also you can just same process, you can just create your another application or another website in here, and just make it something like that, this. Okay, so like shop now for Angular or whatever app you want. So as like you can just create another site, and same HTTPS you need to allow, and that's it. Okay, so once you now create this two site in this Monster app, so then you are good to go. Okay, and now we have to try to build we have to deploy my Node.js application in a Monster hosting environment, right? So one thing actually you have to notice over here, see, so as a normal app, actually what we are trying to, we just create a package and build application, and then we have to deploy. But for Node.js, actually it is work a little different. Okay, so if you can see, uh, this is my backend application as a Node.js. So if you open it in a folder, Explorer, and go to that backend app. Okay, so as a normally, actually once we trying to deploy any application, so definitely we have to record only just um, release package, right? Like release package means like whatever is actually build, actually we just build as a release mode, and we just create libraries, and then we have to deploy it, right? But in this ASP, this Monster ASP, actually they work differently for node application. So as like whatever we have, right? So simply we have to just same application, same files and same things, actually we have to move it to our that hosting. That's it. Okay, that means actually we have to move this Node.js module as well along with all these files. Okay, so what I did, simply I just create a zip file for this node modules, because it is a little high size, right? So I just create this node modules over here, right? And now go back to your this sites, right? And in here there is a many way, actually you can directly move it, right? But I'll just use a very nice way over here, itself, actually the Monster app providing, which is called file manager. And if you go to that file manager, there is a one section, see, web interface. So this is a FTP interface. Actually once you click that, so it will redirect, and that same directory actually it is providing over here. So what I need to do, I just go to inside this www root, and we have to replace all that files. So go to that, and I already actually pasted, I replaced it over here. But yeah, you can use similar way, like as like I just created, right? So you can just simply all that files except this, okay, because this is not using. So yeah, simply you can just drag and drop over here and update and replace that, and don't use that. Yeah, update and replace. So whatever your un without zip file, actually we um, simply can replace, okay. And for zip, you can simply drag and drop over here, okay. So once you drag and drop over here, see, it is asking to unzip and upload and unzip, right? So you have to use this option, because if you use the zip file, so definitely it unzip over here, so directly it will unzip and upload. So let me just create it, and it will take some time, so I'll just simply cancel because I already deployed this, okay. And if you go to inside, see, all that node modules files is available over here. That's it, okay. And one last thing actually you have to do over here for node application, you have to just create this file, okay. Simply name as a bab.config file, and because there is a no starting point, right, for node.js, so that's why we have to create the bab.config file. And in this bab.config file, see, simply you can just go to inside over here, you can just simply mention this, okay, because we are starting up a starting point of a server.js file, right? So simply you can just use as an argument as well. And don't worry, everything I'll just share this complete repository in my GitHub link, so you can take it from there. But yeah, this file you have to just create it, right? And there is a way actually, directly you can just create itself here, right? You can just go to here, I can directly create that new file and just copy paste all that contain and paste it inside that file and just simply save it. That's it, okay. So once you're done, so now your node.js application should be run, okay. And yeah, that you can just try over here. So yeah, this is your node application, so click on that, and now see, your application is running over here. So we can check there is a API health. So first just let me API health, so I am able to see is it running properly, there's a no issue. Also I can just check one thing, there is a endpoints. So yeah, see, I can see this endpoint actually won't work over here. So might be I need to restart that application, like whatever we are just replace, right? So sometime actually we have to replace it. So for that, what we can do, go to that overview section in the main site, and there's an option actually. So we can just refresh or restart or stop application. So what I'll do, simply I can just restart this application. Okay, so once you're done, now go back to here and just simply refresh. So see, once you refresh, so I am able to see all that endpoints over here, right? So this is cool actually. So sometime actually once you replace your file, so might be not properly reflect. So you can just restart over here and refresh it here. So once you refresh, so it will just reload it all that binaries. Okay, so now my application is running, and also I just want to check if any this endpoint is working. So simply I can just use API. Yeah, so see, it is just returning back, right? And yeah, now my API endpoint is running properly. Now I'm going to deploy my front end application. Okay, so for that I just already created, but yeah, you can just use similar way. Just create a site as like this, right? So go back to that main here, and again just create for that Angular site, go to this in here and just create an Angular site over here and just continue, and then also just enable that HTTPS for that site, and then we are good. Okay, so once we are good, now go back to in this site. Okay, so this is that site, I just everything is just set up, and again same things we will try to use using FTP for this site. We just easily can drag and drop deployment. So now I'm going to here, go to the www root section, and in here I can just deploy my application, right? Drag and drop. So don't worry, I'll just tell you how we can do that. For Angular application, actually we can just build that binary. Okay, so for that, what I can do, simply I can just terminate over here. Okay, and if you front end, okay, so this is back end actually. So now terminate my front end. Okay, let me clear that. So to create our build production build, simply I can use this command. Actually, see, ng build configuration, and then use that productions, right? And also in my back front end application, uh actually I just set that environment. If you observe over here, see, this is that environment. So based on this environment, whatever environment I just set that for creation build, so it will use the either to use the development or that use the production, so it will use that. So I'll just use the production build. So simply hit enter, and once you hit enter, now see, our build got created over here, right? And these are the file. Actually they just created all that file in this dist folder. Also they mention here the dist folder. So now just open that application here, go to that my browser, and in here, see, this is the dist folder they just created, and this is that my binary. And what we need to do, go to that dist folder, whatever that application, go to that browser section, and only this file you need to deploy your application. Okay, so you don't need to additionally things, only just deploy things. Actually release libraries you need to deploy it. So same things, I can just go to my here, right? And side by side, let me show you. And I can just simply drag and drop over here, update and replace. Let me just check, and it got deployed all that all that information in here, like all that file there over here. That's it. And now once it's done, now I can just run this application, and yeah, make sure you just restart if it is not working. But yeah, let me try to now go to this, and boom, now see, I am able to see all that application is running with this our endpoints, right? And yeah, that we can ensure like which endpoint it is calling. So I can go to that console log, right? In this console log, I can go to that networking section, and simple I can just refresh. So once you refresh, now see, these two API is called over here. One is product, one is that. So go to that product section. Now I'll see, I get that this product, this API called product, and this product API actually returning, see, all that data along with the categories, whatever categories. So this two API actually returning the data, and now we are good, right? So same things, now we'll be try all that other feature is working or not. So yeah, let me try to add a new item over here, new items, and these items, now 3 item got added over here, and just click that card, and I am able to see all that item is over here. I just want to increase this item, and then this is, now I'm good this item, and let me proceed. Okay, so now I just fill this form over here, right? And once you fill this form, let me just place this order. So once you place the order, place got success. Also just created this, go to the track order, and in this track order, now able to see this new order got created, it is on pending. Now go to this section, now see, it is in now ship mode. It is also ship mode, but yeah, it is automatically got to delivered mode, and sometimes actually that we have the builder logic. Okay, so now if you go back to all that orders over here, and if you go back over here, now see, it's got delivered, right? And it is just delivered. So yeah, this is that complete app. Actually we can just deploy it in this free ESP, Monster ASP.NET hosting environment. No required to spend any money if you trying to build your application and you want to expose your application as a free. So yeah, this is the best way. Actually you can just deploy your application along with front end, back end, database, any type of technology. As like they mentioned, there's a many technology actually support it, right? So as of now we just complete my Angular and Node.js, and also last time we just complete in our .NET application, right? So same things we will try that all other application as well, right? But yeah, I think we are good for now, as of now, right? So yeah, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.